بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. Assalamu alaikum, my beloved ones, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we are going to continue our session on Manasik al-Hajj, and we were still continuing on the laws of Niyabat. Let me see what's going on here. Yes. Just reduce this one. This one. Okay, so we were discussing ruling number 111. Ruling number 111. Ruling number 111, or we are going to discuss today ruling number 111. يعتبر في صحة النيابة قصد النيابة. So whenever you are performing an act on behalf of someone, so that is logical, that is important, that your intention should be for that person, not for yourself. So you have to keep in your heart, as you all know, that the intention is in the heart. The intention should be embedded in the heart. What are you doing? Why are you doing? For what you're doing? Remember, the intention is, what are you doing? I'm performing Hajj. What type of Hajj? Hajjat al-Islam. It's what, all these. What type of Hajj? Hajjat al-Islam, or Hajj Niyaba, or Hajj Wajib, or Hajj Mustahab, or something like that. So what type of? Then comes why. Why are you doing? Because it's wajib on me. Wujuban. It's obligatory upon me. Okay. Then why are you doing this obligation? Because I am required to respond to the command of Allah. So why are you responding to the command of Allah? To achieve the nearness, the proximity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not physical proximity, but being close to His mercy. So this what, why, all this is inside your heart. You don't have to say it. Even though if you say it, it's mustahab. But you don't have to say it. It's embedded. It should be embedded. So when you're performing an act on your behalf, it is embedded inside your heart. Correct? So when you perform an act on behalf of someone else, that should also be embedded in your heart. So from the beginning, you can say, Ya Allah, whatever I will do in the Manasik al-Hajj, it is on behalf of that person who has given me this much money, or who I am doing voluntarily on his behalf. So, because Niyabat could be voluntarily, or by hiring, or by any other means which we are going to mention. So, so basically, Niyaba is something which can be done voluntarily or by hiring. You hire somebody, he's going to represent you. You request somebody, is going to volunteer on your behalf. So or somebody could volunteer on it in his own, but he can ask you, especially in the cases Hajjat al-Islam, the obligatory Hajj, as we discussed previously. So here in this ruling, in order for the representation to be valid, the intention of representation must be embedded in the heart. يُعْتَبَرُ فِي صِحَّةِ النِّيَابَةِ. It is required in the validity of the representation. قَصْدُ النِّيَابَةِ. The intention of the representation. كَمَا يُعْتَبَرُ فِي تَعْيِينِ الْمَنُوبِ عَنْهُ بِوَجْهٍ مِنَ الْوُجُوهِ التَّعْيِينِ. And it is also required, not just I'm doing on behalf, no, on behalf of who? That is also required. So you are doing it on behalf of who? So should I mention the name? No, not necessary name. Yes, if you mention name, Fulan ibn Fulan, okay, John ibn John or something like that, or Muhammad ibn Ahmad ibn Ali ibn, you don't have to say the whole genealogy. Something which distinguishes that person from any other person in your heart. Remember the heart. So anything, وَلَا يُشْتَرَطُ ذِكْرُ اسْمِهِ. It is not required to mention his name. any aspect which distinguishes that person in your heart. Like, for example, my father. Yes, that's enough. You don't have to mention the name of your father. My father, on behalf of my father, on behalf of my beloved one, my brother, who has always been taking care of me, and this and that, like elder brother or something like that. You see, it's something which distinguishes. Or no, Fulan, the merchant, or Fulan, the skinny guy, the skinniest friend I have, or for Fulan, the heaviest champion of my friends. Okay, so anything which in your heart is distinguished, that's it. So niyaba, I'm doing it on behalf of Fulan, or of the one who is this or that. Okay, the one who's the poorest guy, whom I met him. I don't know his name, but I know he's a very nice guy. He's poorest guy, and I just like to do Hajj on his behalf, something like that. Okay, وَلَا يُشْتَرَطُ ذِكْرُ اسْمِهِ, and it is not required to mention his name. وَإِنْ كَانَ يُسْتَحَبُّ ذَلِكَ فِي جَمِيعِ الْمَوَاطِنِ وَالْمَوَاقِعِ. So see, niyat is embedded in your heart. So like it is mentioned that whenever somebody encounters you, like freaks the hell out of you, hey, okay, yeah, what's happening? What are you doing? I'm doing Hajj. Why are you doing Hajj? Oh, it's niyaba. If somebody accidentally encounters questions and pop up some questions, and you are in the middle of the amal, hey, what are you doing? Tawaf. Don't you say I'm doing tawaf? Why are you doing tawaf? Okay, I'm doing tawaf for my father. Why you're doing tawaf? Hajj, I'm doing his Hajj. Why you're doing it? Really not Hajj, I'm doing his Hajj till Islam. In a way that you are not heedless about the intention. It is embedded in your heart. The niyat, the intention, should be embedded in your heart in a way that you are alert and aware about it in every segment of the manasik. Even though he says it is recommended to utter it. Okay. وإن كان يستحب ذلك, even though no, it's about the name. In the intention section, which we are going to mention, he will mention that it's mustahab to mention the intentions. But here, this istihbab is to keep the name in the heart, because we are talking about the embedded intention, the qasd. وإن كان يستحب ذلك ولا يشترط ذكر اسمه. It is not conditional to mention his name, even though it's mustahab to do so in every station and every segments of the manasik al-hajj. I'm doing the tawaf on behalf of Fulan. I'm doing the 2 rakat tawaf on behalf of Fulan. I'm doing the sa'i between on behalf of Fulan. I'm doing the so this is something which we are going to discuss in detail later on. Okay, so it is recommended to keep the name in the intention in all the mawatin, every stations and every action. Mawatin, places. Mawaqif, stances. So mawatin, like in the place of Kaaba, in the place of Mount of Safa and Marwa, in the place of Arafat, in the place of Mawaqif, stances, a'mal, like while doing tawaf. So you are in the mataf and now you are doing tawaf. You are in the mas'a and you are doing the sa'i. So mawatin is a place. Mawaqif is also called for a place, but it is more towards the stance. What's your stance? What are you doing now? I'm doing tawaf. So action, stations and actions, in every stations and every actions. Rule number 112. كما تصح النيابة بالتبرع وبالإجارة. All the time now we have been discussing the representation by volunteer or by hiring somebody. Okay, so he said also it is permissible بالجعالة وبالشرط في ضمن العقد ونحو ذلك. So it's the representation is not limited to the volunteer representative or the hired representative. It could be in the contract of ju'ala. What is ju'ala? Like you see these cartoons of Bugs Bunny or something like that, when a criminal is on run or something like that, they keep an announcement, reward $1,000 for anyone who brings this criminal. Okay, reward for this much, $100 for whoever brings my dog. Because I used to see these on the streets in the United States, that reward for somebody who can find the bike. The bike's image was there. So because, you know, if somebody steals a bike, obviously he will ride the bike. People will see that bike, so they will catch him. So this is ju'ala, is allocating certain amount as a reward for someone who does an action. That means compensating someone for an action. What's the difference between this and hiring? There are two technical differences. What? Besides other detailed one, but just to let you know the difference between hire. If you stitch my dress, I will give you $100. So what is this? If you stitch my dress, you are asking someone, a specific, a particular person, I'll give you $100 if you stitch. Reward contract or compensation on an action you do, you be compensated, is a general. Whoever stitches my dress, I will give him $100. You see the difference? Whoever is there, and here two people, 1, 2, or maybe a company or you. But then that is general public. Whoever can stitch my dress, I will give him $100. That's one of the things. In certain contracts of ijara, hiring, many times there's time limit, that you do this act in 1 month. There's a deadline. You do this act in this particular specific time. In ju'ala, you don't have to mention deadline. Okay, it's open. Yes, if people, they say in less than 1 month you find it. If you come after 1 month, you know, the compensation is gone. Like those you know, those coupon they give you coupon of discount, $50, $100, and at the end they write with very small writing that only somebody whose eyes are 6/6 can notice. This contract ends after 24 hours. Okay, so you go to the grocery or you go to the shop or Walmart and you buy stuff for that $50, $100, and you come to the cashier, and the cashier says, "Oh, this expired." When did it expire? See, you don't see. Not a Super Mario or something like that. I could see like that. No, I can't. That's so fine. I mean, even with my glasses, I can't see. Say, well, I'm sorry. 24 hours was the time you should have got it in 24 hours. So this is the thing, that there's no limit. But if you want to put a limit, you bring me this in this much time. I will compensate you with a gift. So ju'ala is a broader contract, you see, but ijara is a very specific between two people. The hiring contract, you hire someone to do something in a specific time. Now you can also remove the time, but like for example, if you hire a flat or a car, so it's 24 hours lease or 1 year lease or hotel, there's always time in ijara. Compensation, reward, compensation, there's not necessarily a time, specific time limitation for it. You can put a limitation, but you're not required. In ijara, most of the contracts of ijara, especially leasing flat, hiring somebody, even work contract, it's 1 year contract, 6 month contract, 1 month contract, 3-day contract, 2-day contract, 1-day contract. Work contracts are work contract. Even if you hire somebody, there's always certain contract there. It's just like when you go and go to the tailor and give them there's no contract. You tell them in how many days you will do it. Okay. You say, give me 2 days. Okay, 2 days. Come after 2 days. So still there's a time. In ju'ala, whoever finds me, and they put like in 1 month, or they just keep it open, and then so these are some technical differences. So ijara, ju'ala, okay, So whoever finds my car, I will do Hajj on his behalf. Okay. Why Hajj on my behalf? Just give me the money, I'll go do the Hajj. Anyhow, just an idea how the compensation. There, he said, whoever will do Hajj, I will pay him 10, 15,000. Okay. Whoever will do Hajj, I will pay him this. If you'll do Hajj for me, I will find your thing. If I find your thing, give me Hajj. Or general, whoever will find this thing, Hajj will be given to him, or Hajj will be done on his behalf, or something like that. Like the Ju'ala, the way you are hiring somebody, okay, if you do this, I will pay you. Here, same thing. If you find me something, I will gift you a Hajj. Okay, or I will do Hajj on your niyabat, on your behalf. وبالشرط في ضمن العقد, contract. I am buying this pen from you on one condition, that you do Hajj on my behalf. So now the Hajj has become part of the condition of the Hajj. I mean, of the so it's a binding contract. Same thing, marriage. Nowadays, mashallah, the girls are asking for Hajj. The mahar is Hajj. So you will think that the Hajj is always cheap, alhamdulillah. No, the Hajj nowadays is more expensive than Mahr al-Zahra, salamullah alayh. Mahr al-Zahra is $3,000, something like that. And you go with Hajj, Hajj is what, $10,000, $15,000? So it's more expensive. But anyhow, you don't have to pay the Hajj immediately. You can consider that mahar as a deferred mahar. Even in mahar, there's a common mistake. Let me point out this. The mahar, the deferred mahar, like they say, okay, the deferred mahar, the muakhar, which you have to give me later on, is going to be Hajj, without defining the period. No, the Maraja, they say you have to, especially say with the sirru, you have to mention, because it's like a debt. It's like a loan on your shoulder, that you have not given her mahar now, it has become on your shoulder. It has become upon your responsibility. So what does that mean? You have to define, I will give this Hajj, the deferred Hajj, after 10 years, after 5 years, after 20 years. You have to define the period. When will you give the Hajj? When will you give the remaining mahar? It's not just like that. People, they think, okay, when divorce happens, you have to give the deferred mahar. That's wrong. The mahar has nothing to do with divorce. Deferred mahar has nothing to do with divorce. You divorce, you don't divorce. It's a deferred mahar. It has a period. It has a time. You have to give it. Let's say a guy divorces his wife earlier than the 5 years period of mahar, deferred mahar, muakhar. So you don't have to give her mahar now, Hajj, after 5 years when the time comes. Okay, they divorce after 2 years, unfortunately, which happens nowadays. So she will say, my Hajj, wait, we said 5 years, wait for 5 years. After 5 years, I'll give you your Hajj. Okay, so this is deferred mahar. There needs to be period. Okay, what if period was not defined? Then and al-qudra wal-mutalaba. Then two things, demand and ability. So whenever the wife demands, you have to give her deferred mahar, because you did not define a period, and it does not have anything to do with divorce. So wife says after 1 week, my mahar, my Hajj. No, it's when we divorce you or later. No. I'm asking you. My demand is there. Give me my mahar. Then part 1 demand, part 2 the ability. The guy says, I'm not able to. Okay, whenever you are able to. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will observe, when are you able to give her mahar? Al-qudra, ability, mutalaba. Al-mutalaba, demand, qudra, ability. These two things are required whenever the wife asks and whenever the husband is able to give. Nothing to do with divorce. It's a huge global misconception. Mahar, deferred mahar, divorce, you get your. No. Whenever, if you define a period, on that period, be it divorce, not divorce, you give on that. After 10 years, after 5 years, you have to define. If not, then whenever your wife demands, you are able to give, you have to give. Okay. So this is if the Hajj was a condition in a contract, buying and selling contract, كما تصح النيابة, we are talking about the representation. Okay, representative, volunteer, I'm volunteering on your behalf, I'll do, just pay me here. If you sell me this, I will do Hajj for you. If you buy from me this, I will do Hajj for you. Okay, on your behalf. He says, can you do Hajj on my behalf? Well, how much you pay? I don't have anything to pay. So if you sell me your house, I will do Hajj on your behalf, niyabat. Or if you sell me your car, I will do Hajj on your niyabat. So it becomes a condition in a binding contract. Okay, a lady says that, can you do Hajj on my behalf, niyabat? Well, if you get married to me, then your mahar will be niyabat Hajj. Oh, niyabat, I want to do my Hajj by myself. Well, if you want, that's fine. But my condition is to do niyabat for you, you marry me. So if she says, yes, I agree, it becomes in a binding contract. I hope that's clear. That means there are so many contracts, so many agreements. The niyabat can be part and parcel of that package. And as it was in volunteer, as it was in hiring, as it was in by ju'ala, reward of compensation, of reward, or reward compensation, or in a buying contract, in a marriage contract, and so on. Okay, this ruling, and we'll end with this ruling, inshallah. This ruling says, what if the na'ib, the representative, was not able to complete the Hajj? Okay, what will happen? Say this Sistani says, not a big deal. If he was to do his own Hajj and he was not able to complete, what would happen? Same thing we mentioned previously is going to be applicable here, that if you would have done your Hajj, your own Hajj, if you would have to do your own Hajj and in the middle you're not able to complete, what will you do? Same thing happens here. So if Na'ib, representative, was not able to complete his Hajj, same thing will apply. What is this? Al-Zahir, apparently. That means, whenever say this Sistani Damadullah says Al-Zahir, that means there's a text he's looking at. And there's a Zahir and there's a Batin. Apparent meaning, unapparent meaning. So he takes the apparent meaning from the text. Al-Zahir, apparently, أن حال النائب حال من حج عن نفسه. The situation of the representative is similar to the situation of someone who does Hajj on his behalf, on his own Hajj. Someone who does his own Hajj. In what are we discussing? فيما إذا طرأ عليه العجز عن أداء بعض المناسك. If something encounters weakness, inability encounters, if weakness or inability encounters, which prevents him from performing some of the rituals of Hajj, acts of Hajj, absolutely, okay. Any manasik, and ada'i ba'd al-manasik. Some manasik are pillars of Hajj. Some manasik are independent parts of Hajj. Like, for example, Tawaf al-Nisa. If somebody does not do Tawaf al-Nisa, Hajj will be valid, but he will be prevented from coming to his wife. So that means that is part and parcel of the Hajj, but it is not one of the essential parts of Hajj, because if in a way that if he does not do it, then his Hajj will be invalid. No, he will be required to do Tawaf al-Nisa, or pelting the stones, not the first day stone, the 11th and 12th, 3-3. You forgot, you did not do. Your Hajj is valid, but you will have to do it next year, or send someone, or niyab, or whatsoever. So there are certain acts which are essential pillars of Hajj, manasik al-Hajj, you have to do it. And there are certain other parts which are not essential parts or manasik al-Hajj, independent, but they are wajib. You have to do it. If not, there are some consequences, but the Hajj will be intact. Okay, like Tawaf and Waqf bi Arafat and Muzdalifah and all those kind of things. Those are pillars of Hajj. Okay, but then Tawaf and Nisa, pelting the 13th and the 14th, staying in Mina, eve of 13th, these are all wajibat, obligations of Hajj, but not independent. So he says, absolutely, any type of manasik happens, أو على النهج المقرر لها. So he was not able to perform the manasik absolutely, or in a way that is required for him to perform. So how is it required? It is required for him to do tawaf in a certain way. He was not able to do it on a certain way. So what will we do? So now he says, فَيَصُحُّ حَجُّهُ وَيَجْزِي عَنِ الْمَنُوبِ وَيُجْزِي عَنِ الْمَنُوبِ. Okay? فَيَصُحُّ حَجُّهُ وَيُجْزِي عَنِ الْمَنُوبِ عَنْهُ فِي بَعْضِ الْمَوَارِدِ. So he says, his Hajj will be sahih, valid, and it will be sufficient for the one whom he is representing in certain cases. وَيَبْطُلُ فِي الْبَعْضِ الْآخَرِ. And in certain cases, it will become invalid. He gives an example. Inshallah, we'll continue this example tomorrow, and we will stop here because this example requires more elaboration. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.